What's going on, YouTube? We are back with another DGA Live. It's your host, Dominic Arena. Hanging out with me always is Mrs. Chris.
Hey.
And we took last week off because we had, well, it was Thanksgiving. So we had Thanksgiving on Thursday, Black Friday. The weekend we were off of work. Basically, it was a time to spend with friends and family. So we didn't shoot last week, but the week prior, we tackled 80s TV shows. So we said once we get back and we did episode 21, that we would continue with that with our top 5 favorite 90s TV shows. And like we always do, we got the lists.
Yep. She
made hers, I made mine. We haven't shown each other. And we're going to reveal it on the channel here and just kind of get a discussion going about 90s TV. Only rule was...
Had to air in the 90s.
Had to air in the 90s, correct. And no cartoons.
Right.
Because we already tackled cartoons. So without that, without further ado, we're going to jump into it. So as always, I let Miss Chris go first with your number 5. Let me get my list going.
ER.
ER?
I loved ER. I watched that religiously with my best friend at the time, Annalisa. I cried when Dr. Green died. It was my shit.
Was that George Clooney?
Uh-huh, one of them, yeah.
Okay, so I do remember vaguely. As you know, I can't stand doctor shows.
He hates them.
She watches Grey's Anatomy, because that's still going, right? She watches Grey's Anatomy, and I can't stand it. I can't stand doctor shows. I hate going to the doctor. I hate the atmosphere of hospitals.
The white of the hospital.
The white. I can't. And I don't want to sit down and watch a whole fucking show about it.
Oh, I love it.
So ER gets no fucking love from me.
That's all right.
But I could see you watching it. You like Grey's Anatomy. Also, before I jump into mine, we are trying something new with the mic. As you can see, I got the Snowball on a mic stand to try to bring it up to... basically mouth level like a podcast, and hopefully this sounds better. If you guys notice a difference comparing this to other videos and you prefer this, let me know. Yes, we're back on the couch and we're not shooting in front of the monitor, but if the audio is better, I have no problem doing it in front of the monitor also. So we're rolling the dice on this and we're gonna see how that works. My number 5 aired from 98 all the way to 06. I still like this show today, That 70s Show.
That is in my top 5.
It's in there? All right, don't tell me where. Top 5. Don't tell me where.
Love That 70s Show.
Who's your favorite on there?
Oh, man. Probably Ashton Kutcher's character.
Kelso?
Kelso, yeah.
Kelso's pretty. They all have their own charm.
Right. I love Donna.
Donna's probably one of my favorite, though.
Yeah.
And then, what's her name? Miley Kunis? I forgot her name on the show. Did you know that she lied about her age to get on that show?
Yes, I did, actually.
She was like 16 or something? Or she might have been younger than that. I don't remember. But she lied about her age to get on that show, and look what it did for her career.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? She's also fucking Meg.
Yeah, right, right.
She gets so much hate
Yeah.
on that. Go ahead. What's your 4?
Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
I had a feeling that was going to be on yours. I almost put it as an honorable, but I don't know too much about the show.
Oh, I loved it. I used to watch it a lot. They had the cat.
Was it Binks? Was the cat Binks? Or am I thinking of Hocus Pocus?
No, it wasn't Binks.
Salem?
Because it's still on. It's Salem.
It's Salem.
And it's still on. I don't know if it still airs new shows today, or at least...
That was Melissa Joan Hart.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
At least you can still catch episodes of it today.
Right. Binks was Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm confused.
Salem was the cat that always talked.
Yeah.
Loved it.
My number 4 was pretty much the whole 90s, and I love the show. 91 to 99. Home Improvement.
Oh, that is on my top 5 as well.
You're in there? Yeah, I love Home Improvement.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yes. Was on fire.
And you always have, who is the guy that's always looking over the fence?
Wilson.
Wilson.
Yeah, he's always peeking over the fence. And by the way, don't adjust your TV screens or your phone monitors. This shirt is actually this loud. So if you... I had to wear it's popping pink, baby.
It is very, and it totally matches the green.
The green in the hat. Don't fuck with my hat, man. Yeah, popping pink, baby. Pink as punk. Yeah, do you remember Tim Allen stand-up?
No.
It's based on his stand-up.
Right. The thing about I remember him now is the TV show that I feel like is based off. It's not maybe not based off Home Improvement, but there's a lot of people from Home Improvement in it. Is Last Man Standing because he's in it. The wife from Home Improvement's in it. In Last Man Standing.
Right. Yeah, she plays
like a neighbor
friend
or
something.
Yeah.
Right. That show's great too.
It is.
That show got real political, and it got actually pulled off the air. I forgot who was the original broadcaster. It might have been like Fox or something.
It got pulled off because of Tim Allen, right?
Yeah, because of his political views on Obama and all that stuff. So they pulled it, like, I forgot what he was on. I think it was like Fox. Don't quote me on that. But they pulled it off, and then they had to go to another network.
Yeah.
And then it was all over, what was it, Netflix?
Yes.
Yeah, you can stream on Netflix.
That's where
That's a great show, too.
Totally.
But for 90s, Home Improvement, Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Yeah. Well, that's, it's so, I always relate that to my own life because so my last name is Allen and my dad is very handy. I mean, I call him the Toolman. He's Toolman Taylor. Like that is my dad.
Right.
But yeah.
All right. What's your 3?
So my number 3 is Home Improvement.
Okay, great. Yeah, so we got 2.
Yep.
Right? Mm-hmm. My number 3, 98. So it is considered 90s. Made its way all the way to 07.
Let me guess.
What?
Will and Grace.
Will and Grace? Is that the actual time span?
I don't know when it ended, but it came out in 98. I was just giving you a hard time because I knew that wouldn't even be on your list.
I think I've seen 2 episodes of that.
Sex in the City?
It's Sex in the City. That's my number 1. The King of Queens.
Oh, shit, I didn't even put that on my list.
Fucking Doug's my man.
Oh, that would have been on my top 5 as well.
I can't think of, I'd say at least once a week we're quoting something from that show.
Oh, yeah, I love that show.
Turn it off!
If it was on, I would totally stop and watch that if it was on.
And then Ben Stiller's father, what the hell's his name? Jerry Stiller?
Maybe.
Ben Stiller.
He's the dad.
He plays Arthur.
Right. I like how the dog walker always comes to walk Arthur too.
Right, the chick from Mad TV.
Yes.
There's an honorable mention right there. That was 90s, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Mad TV. But freaking King of Queens is great.
Oh yeah.
Their chemistry
is perfect.
Is awesome, and I'm not a big fan of a lot of his movies. You know what I'm saying?
What's his name?
I forgot. Kevin James.
Kevin James.
His movies like Mall Cop, Blart, the Mall Cop. You keep that shit. He was pretty funny when he tag teamed with Adam Sandler's shit. Mm-hmm. That was okay, but for King of Queens, his chemistry with that family and Deacon, the best friend, and all that shit, it just works for that show.
Yeah, it does,
and that's what makes it like. Yeah. It makes me drawn to it.
Yeah, I love him and Carrie's relationship.
So, your 3 was
Home Improvement.
Home Improvement. All right, what's your number 2?
That 70s show.
That 70s.
Obviously, because he knows what my number 1 is.
I know what your number 1 is. Yeah, that's right. My number 2 is your number 1, Friends.
Okay. Oh, you gave away my number 1.
Friends, 94 to 04. Now, I know we talked about 80s stuff. 80s TV shows last episode, and I made Seinfeld an honorable mention because Seinfeld came out in 89, but I didn't start watching it to the 90s. So I left that off my list.
Yeah, I didn't put Seinfeld on here either just because I kind of watched it later too.
Love Seinfeld. I was talking to one of the guys at work, Brian, and who doesn't like Friends and prefers Seinfeld. They're totally 2 different shows.
I know. I told Brian we can't be friends because he doesn't like Friends.
So, your number 1
is Friends.
Let's talk about Friends for a minute.
Friends. So me and his sister and actually his cousin, the 3 of us battle knowledge trivia on Friends. Oh, yeah. And we just did this over Thanksgiving weekend. The first game I lost my ass, they killed me, but the second game I won. Just saying. But his sister, she's fantastic at it.
Oh, she'll dominate.
She'll dominate.
I can hold my own with Friends. Real quick, favorite character. Rachel, out of all of them.
Out of all of them.
I'd have to say Ross, just because they're all special in their own way. You know what I'm saying? They are. I love the ditziness of Phoebe. I love the ditziness of Joey. Or the stupidness.
The stupidness.
Right? Chandler is...
his little jokes
his
and
little
he's the
zingers,
funny guy.
Right. But Ross, even though he's serious and all this other stuff, when he had like the pivot moment with the couch, I'm making fajitas, or was it enchiladas?
No,
it's fajitas.
It's fajitas.
I made fajitas.
The margaritas. Yeah.
His voice when it elevates cracks me up.
My favorite with Ross.
The leather pants.
The leather pants, and then remember when he did his unagi? Was it
unagi?
Right, and so because Rachel and Phoebe, right? And they were talking about taking a self-defense class, and he's like, you don't need self-defense, you need unagi. So they hid behind his curtain.
Yeah.
He's like, like a girl. I died just because to me it's so funny when a guy screams because it sounds like a girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they kept playing. Yeah, they kept trying to scare him and shit like that. And then Phoebe's songs, all her songs. I actually took the time to learn "Smelly Cat."
Smelly Cat.
Even though she's really hardly playing anything, she's just kind of strumming a chord. I actually kind of took the vocal pattern and figured out the chords. Yeah. To make it a song.
Right.
And it's a great show.
And Monica being the strict person that she is, and the clean freak, and they just all mesh very well together.
Yeah, exactly. And then that lasted 10 years.
Yeah.
That lasted 10 years. And another thing with Friends, too, is I believe it was Jennifer Aniston announced on her Instagram that there's a reunited thing. And I think it's going to be HBO. I'll pay for HBO for that. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be on, like, whatever it aired on TBS or whatever. It's I think it's going to be an HBO special, some type of reunion. I don't know. But, yeah, I don't think they're filming new episodes. I just think it's like a one-time deal. Yeah. So, pretty cool, man. Friends is great.
It sucked when it ended, and then it went off onto, like, the Joey show or whatever.
I didn't like it.
I didn't like it
either.
I
didn't like Joey's spinoff.
I was super sad.
You want to take a guess at my number one?
Martin.
Close. Honorable mention is Martin.
Fresh Prince.
You got it. Fucking Fresh Prince, man. I've seen every episode probably at least 4 times. Will Smith in his prime back then. Even today, one thing I got to say about Will Smith is, yes, he's done a handful of movies that bombed. You know, like recently. You know, nobody's talking.
He's not like the best actor.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever won an Oscar or anything, even though he was up for one.
Pursuit of Happiness.
For that? Did he win?
I believe so. Maybe.
I don't think he won.
But I want to say that was one of the ones that he was at least nominated for. He did fantastic. If you have movie, if you haven't seen it, it's definitely a tearjerker. But
yeah, but the thing about Will Smith though is like anytime you see like TMZ or anything bad about a celebrity in the press, Will Smith's never in that.
Right.
He's just a great fucking guy. He's funny. He's still witty. He keeps it real.
He does. I follow him on Instagram, and he posts a lot of like family videos with him and Jada and the kids and stuff, and they're messing around and dancing and singing and stuff. It's a lot of fun to watch them.
Right, and he's been with Jada for a long time. It's not one of these
since.
Fuck, man, I can't remember how long.
Was she the one that was in Friday, or what was the movie that she was in?
Wasn't she in Avatar?
Yes,
she was in Avatar.
Yes, but even before that,
man, she's been in shit.
I know,
back
because I was gonna say her and Will, I think, have been together
long time. Yeah, it's one of the celebrity marriages that have lasted over a decade. You know what I mean? Do you remember Will back when he was the Fresh Prince and he used to cut albums with DJ Jazzy Jeff?
Yes.
He had like Summertime and all that shit.
Yeah.
And he did
another rapper tried to be an actor.
That's the thing is he got his start rapping.
Right.
It wasn't the other way around. And then a lot of people didn't realize that when he came out with Big Willie Style, they're like, Will Smith raps? It's like, dude, no, man, he's been doing this since the 80s. And then he did that song a lot of people forgot about. He did a rap with about Freddy Krueger.
I don't know. You have to remind me.
Look it up on YouTube. Look up Fresh Prince or Will Smith Nightmare on Elm Street rap. And I remember that growing up. There's a Nightmare on My Street, I think is what it's called.
Okay.
But he's got Robert Englund kind of talking in the background and shit. I mean, he's a cool fucking dude, man.
He is. He really is. I would love to meet him in person. He'd probably be one of my top celebrity people that I want to meet.
You just want to hang out and have a beer with the guy.
Yeah.
You know? Fucking cool cat, man. So yeah, it wasn't hard to put him as number one.
I like how he's always picking on his wife too. He's always.
Yeah.
You have to watch his Instagram. It's a lot of fun.
And I think too, I could be wrong about this. I think he has the most followers on Instagram. Like
Right, we talked about this the other day.
40 million or 60
something.
million.
He's
Like a stupid amount. Honorable mentions. Give me a couple.
All right, so Sex in the City was 1998. The only reason why that was an honorable mention for me is because I didn't technically start watching it until a few years back. Really not that long ago. I'd say probably 6-7 years ago. Dharma and Greg. Remember Dharma and Greg?
Oh, Dharma and Greg was actually okay.
Yeah, love that. That was 97.
That was okay.
Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets World was okay.
Your son has watched that. Matter of fact, he and I had Disney Plus on. It's on Disney Plus. And he's like, oh, Boy Meets World.
Yeah,
I
remember it because I grew up with Fred Savage.
Yeah, I did too.
And then Ben Savage comes into the picture, his little brother. And then you had Mr. Feeney, who was the voice of Kit. And like, it was relatable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was relatable.
Just a few others. Will and Grace. Everybody Loves Raymond, which is a good one. I still love. That was 96. And then this one I put honorable mention. I don't even know if you'll know what this is. You might. I want to say it was Nickelodeon.
Okay.
Clarissa Explains It All.
Yeah, I remember that.
Do you remember that?
Was that? Don't tell me. Was that Melissa Joan Hart?
I think so. If I remember
and her
correct.
brother Fergie.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Such a good one.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
shit.
those are all my honorable mentions.
I put Martin.
Okay.
Yeah, Martin kind of went hand in hand with Will.
Yeah, right.
The X-Files. That aired in 93. I forgot how long it went for, but that was like one of those creepy shows that I got. Creepy sci-fi.
Yeah, I could see you liking that. But I like the X-Files too.
X-Files is pretty good. I wasn't big on the movie. I think the movie came out in 99. I don't even remember it. I saw it once. And I was like, you keep it. In Living Color. Now, that's not, I guess, Living Color didn't last long. It lasted 4 years, and it was in the 90s. I want to say like 92 to 96. But that's where I found Jim Carrey. That's the Jim Carrey I remember, was from In Living Color. The Wayans brothers.
I don't really remember Jim Carrey in that, but I guess I never really watched that back then either.
Yeah, so when I first saw Jim Carrey in Once Bitten, I didn't know who he was. When I saw him in Ace Ventura, I was like, oh shit, that's the guy from In Living Color.
Interesting. I'll have to.
Yeah, you had Marlon Wayans. Oh, actually, was Marlon Wayans on it? I don't think he was. It was Keenan Ivory Wayans, which was the host. Damon Wayans, who played like Homie the Clown and all those guys. You had Tommy Davidson was on the show. Jennifer Lopez got her start as one of the Fly Girls.
I remember that.
Yeah,
she was a Fly Girl. Yep, I remember that.
It was a funny show, man. They got away with murder on that show for the early 90s.
Yeah.
But it was sketch comedy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I didn't really put it as a TV show.
Sure.
And then my last honorable mention was Dinosaurs. It was a show that came out. I don't know the lifespan of it. But
that's not the one with the mama, the dad, and the baby. Not the mama.
Not the mama. That's it.
Oh, okay,
yeah. That came out in 91. I don't know how long it lasted. Maybe a few years.
It didn't seem like it was on that long, but that was a good one. Always had the frying pan. Not the mama.
Yeah, that was the baby's catchphrase. The dad and actually, I think it was the dad was best friends with a T-Rex.
Uh-huh.
And then the mom's best friend was a brontosaurus, but you only see her head come through the window. You know what I mean? You never saw the body. And then there was 2 kids. You remember the 2 kids?
Yeah, a son and a daughter, and the baby.
The son wore a Letterman jacket with the sleeves rolled up.
Yes.
And instead of having hair, he had a mohawk. But it was it was part of his spine or some shit.
Yeah, and the daughter had kind of spikes or something.
She had,
right?
I don't know too much of it. But it was a good show back in the 90s. I remember it today.
Did Quantum Leap come out in the 90s?
Probably.
That was another one. I didn't watch it. It was one my dad watched the hell out of it.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that. You know, there was a lot of shows that carried on to the 90s that were 80s that I was more into.
Right.
That, like The Simpsons. I was huge into The Simpsons and shit like that.
Right.
But, that's going to do it on the list. I'd love to hear your guys' list, like always. Add your favorite 90s TV shows in the comment section. And also, just as a bonus, man, let me hear your favorite Friends moment.
Yeah.
Just because we could do a whole episode on Friends, just because we've seen them 5 million times.
Oh my gosh.
Now, next week, we have actually next Friday is the last Friday the 13th of the year, because we're in December now, and a lot of people are kind of nicknaming it the Nightmare Before Christmas, which I thought was kind of cool. But you know me as a fanatic of the Friday the 13th franchise. We're going to tackle some stuff on gaming. I want to talk a little bit about the Friday the 13th lawsuit, and we're just going to make it a Friday the 13th themed type of show that day. And that'll be up on Thursday the 12th. So we'll get it up right before Friday the 13th. So until then, be sure to hit us up on Instagram and Twitter. I will put those handles down in the description. And be sure to hit that subscribe button. It helps us smash it. It helps us out a lot. And like I said before, we got some giveaways we're planning on doing once we get those subs up. So,
300 or 200?
We're past 200. So 300, we are doing a giveaway. I say that.
It's a pretty cool giveaway if it's the one.
Yeah, we got it picked out already. We already bought the product, so we're pretty.
It's pretty cool. So share it with your friends. Get those likes. Let's get this.
Get on the channel and all that good stuff. And we will catch you guys on the next one. Until then, peace and hair grease.
See ya.